and just the general sense of where to be on the map at which point. Where Brion struggled, that's things that are hard to fix quickly. But for Brion, opportunity to try and redo it here.
Yeah, see how they go. Into pick and ban for the second time around as Bro have elected to stay on the blue side. Understandable, we have seen it be a little bit more popular, but I think red side has been making a comeback as far as effectiveness as we've moved further into the season. Same bans so far, as the Azir will be the last ban. So Vi is left up and available moving to this final ban for T1. Do they take that away, or do they continue to ban Annie is going to be the question. See where they do land, as it is going to be the Vi pivot. So Bro can lock away Annie if they would like, or they could once again just say, Gumayusi, I'd prefer it if you did not play Aphelios, but instead, Tibber going to be joining the Rift. Here we go. Annie locked in.
And with no Milio available, I rate the Annie a fair bit higher. I think a lot of what makes the pick so strong is the ability to start fights on your footing with zero counterplay. And
oh no, the Rammus counter. We never knew.
I've never seen this hover before.
This
is a new one.
Well, Sejuani is going to be the lock-in here for Oner, taking it away from Umpty, who was very, very good on the pick, especially in the early stages. Oh my goodness. We have seen this lurking, right? We actually saw it banned multiple times in Challenger.
Oh, I like that.
As Lulu is going to be locked in, and so the mind games are being played.
I like the Lulu for a twofold reason. One, you already have a primary initiation, so you don't necessarily need that from your support. And then secondly, the expectation is that Brion is always going to pick Aphelios here. And now you take away one of the strongest combos, allowing you to go Zeri Lulu, which is still an extremely strong combination. In case Brion go for something like a Nautilus. Rakan is another option, although with Rakan Aphelios, you are really sacking the lane. Letting that one kind of go, but the team fighting power obviously is amazing between the Annie and the Rakan. And Guma just gonna lock in Zeri, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, there we go. Guma not necessarily his most successful champion, but Zeri is Zeri, and he has definitely had some good games on it as well. It's just oftentimes we do see Gumayusi taking on Zeris instead of being the Zeri.
Yeah, I do think that's one of the big improvements that he made, because Lost Summer comes to mind as well, where they were really not happy to pick it. I don't remember the exact stats, but it was something that he was clearly not comfortable in, that they were often banned. And Gumayusi now adding that to his wheelhouse is expected given the current state of Zeri. And he did already have a game on a this split as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
but
he hasn't died on the champion yet.
Yeah, the main thing is that it is now in T1's wheelhouse, which, to be fair, again, it should be. The champion is...
yeah, I mean, it's
quite something. Oh, Zeus, Crocodile coming in hot.
There we go, and the Jax has been banned away as well, so Morgan can't go towards that if you would like to try and do a bit of battle. But of course, if there's a Sejuani lurking in the area, Renekton is just so frustrating to go up against. And with both of the picks that you really want to be taken away, as of course not necessarily Poppy, but the Gragas is definitely a good neutralizer. The Gnar does come out on top as far as that is concerned. We saw Kingen have a fantastic game on the Gnar as well. Does provide a lot of counter-engage and engage for this Annie composition, as Effort was like, oh, I almost forgot to hover Susan before he locks away the Lee Sin for Umpty. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, this could be really fun.
Okay.
Settle back.
What is... T1 is just taunting everyone.
I mean, it's Keria. He does just really like to cycle through the fun stuff before he locks away. What is it going to be?
Like...
no, not Ari.
Lissandra, maybe?
Oh, Lissandra would be the biggest buzzkill, wouldn't it?
It's going to be something like that. Jace, yeah.
Jace is alright.
Sure.
I think Yasuo would have been my preferred pick, because Arctic Assault, you know, plus the Last Breath is like pretty fun.
Wild Growth?
And Wild Growth, yeah. Loads of things. Sure, Zeri's got a knock-up. She's got everything else, doesn't she?
So, yeah, I was about to ask, like, we haven't seen top lane Jace in quite a while. I don't expect it to come on in this matchup either, and it looks like that isn't going to be the case. It really does feel like the Renekton flex has kind of been murdered as Prowler's Claw was taken from us, Atlas.
No. Although none of our mid-lane Renektons built Prowler's Claw.
We've had a few, haven't we?
No.
Didn't Showmaker? I did.
I think it's been top lane only. Everyone who's played it in mid is just scored.
Am I just making up a Showmaker?
No, it would have been great. No, so you're right that would have made it better, but it just never actually happened.
My mind is it's just made it up. What I do want to highlight though is that the Breon comp is incredibly strong when playing on the offensive. You have Lee, you have Annie, but when this comp falls behind, once you start losing, I am worried. So the early game, last game went fairly well for Breon. They were able to either match or overtake. When the composition like this with effectively no range falls behind, it all comes down to like, can you get the mega wombo combo, which for the record it does have between Gnar and Annie and Rakan. But if Breon lose control of this game early, and a composition like this that has a lot of conditionals starts falling behind versus something that is, I think, more well-rounded on T1's end, you're gonna already struggle.
Certainly is feeling a little bit dangerous here for Breon, especially after what happened in game number 1. We'll just see whether they've had some of Edgar's secret stuff before heading onto the Rift here for game number 2. Ooh. Once again, T1 fans erupting here in LoL Park. But Breon fans still getting that work done. Okay, Savings Bank, Breon
they always
here to
do.
try and bring us the distance. We want a 3-gamer. It's been a lot of 2-0s over the last couple of days. As Keria, oh my goodness, ping it. He should ping it. Extra value. I hope that he got some
mana flow and
does he have it?
A spell Fields. Yep, he did.
Okay.
He does it on cooldown. Look at that.
Good.
Another one?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to look at his. Oh no, you couldn't possibly.
That's
greed right there. As Henna looking to try and punish said greed. The burst fire comes over the top.
The greed for the second mana flow stack atlas.
I know. Hey, you need to get it. Need to get it if you can.
Is it worth flashing for?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I learned at an international tournament that flashing for Rift Scuttlers is worth it. And so therefore...
You gotta let it go, man!
It's safe to say that flashing for a mana flow stack and a Spell Thief's 20 gold is...
How is the best jungler in NA catching strays from Atlas years after the fact?
Oh, well, I wasn't referring to anything in particular.
No, I'm sure you weren't.
Flashing for red buffs as well, that is something that we coined here in the LCK. Oh. Another thing that I would say is definitely worth. Because what does a flash do if it's not on cooldown? You're not getting any value for it at all. If it's off cooldown, it's also on infinite cooldown.
No, I'm not gonna get baited into actually responding to this. That's on me. I'm gonna.
And if you never flash, it's like you've never had flash.
No, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna get baited into this conversation, Atlas. We're in for a long one. It's Breon. Okay, the games last long. I can't be losing my mind this early on.
No, we need to be talking about whether flashes should be used all the time. I actually think that flashing out of the fountain is the best way to use it. Because are you realistically going to need it in the first?
And the opponent doesn't know.
Exactly.
Oh. Did get spotted.
My friend used to flash over the opponent's base wall and then back inside their base before
I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
I am aware.
He was very good.
There was actually a strategy, you know, with Neela and Lee that did this. Have you ever seen
pulled the wave?
Yeah,
to get the extra experience.
So what happens is Lee flashes over and then Neela jumps to him. Or you can do the other way around as well. And then, as all they know...
All right, spotting out one another as Umpty safeguards himself first. Lands the Q there as well. Will be able to get that extra damage down as Zeus looking to try and help his jungler. Safeguard out here from Umpty, and that means the T1 members are together. Another Q is going to connect, but I don't think Umpty wants to take that one because the Gnar has backed away well and truly. Little scuffle, but this time, Umpty didn't even flash. Huge advantage for Bro. As in goes effort, does look for a bit of damage here onto Keria, who stands his ground, gets a little bit back there, but still, it's going to be a victory for Bro. As Zeri, look at this losing streak. Cathartic? What do you think?
I look at the teams and names, and I...
Don't do that. No. Look at Zeri losing.
Oh.
All those times in a row. That's what you need to look at. That's what the focus needs to be.
Yeah, but, you know, often I think in a bunch of those games, it's also like a Felios or Cassante winning.
You know, normally you are pretty good at staying positive.
I am, but I just don't. I don't like. Obviously, I don't like the Bruiser build. I like seeing that one lose, but I don't. It's not as visceral when it comes to Zaria's. Oner still waiting.
Ooh.
I don't know why. Maybe I just like the lightning. I don't know.
No, I'm a bit perplexed.
You're puzzled.
Yeah, a bit puzzled.
Still waiting.
Yeah, Oner is
Entire jungle is up.
Luxury tent in that brush.
Just guaranteeing the crash.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to dive. Okay.
All right, fair enough.
I'm there for it.
They do have a flash still available. That is going to be a flash forward here from Oner, as Morgan is going to flash. So Oner spends a lot of time on the top side of the map, and now Zeus is going to get hyperly procced.
Yeah, Oner really needs to back, but he really wants to help out getting the wave. So kind of awkward here as
Oh dear, he's going to get polymorph, but in goes Effort. They find a knock-up Faker. It's going to burn down an Effort. Takes down his ex-teammate. I was not expecting that one, as the Gromp even getting a little bit frustrated here as it blocks the Sonic Wave. I like to think that it blocked the Sonic Wave for Keria there, as Umpty misses it, as this Rift Scuttler going to go down as well. And you promised me that we weren't going to have that much action, but there's been lots of things happening.
You'd think the general loses a fight in the enemy jungle?
Never. He calls in. Effortless,
yeah,
as they like to say in Twitch chat.
Shout out to Effort for that one. Really nice timing on the roam. Saving Umpty, making sure that the Jace doesn't get an early lead. And yet again, it is a Brionne early game lead, as Umpty, obviously with the knowledge of where his opponent is able to smite the buff, then extend the play. Still has the Q on Faker, so when Effort comes in,
this
goes
is vintage Umpty, man. Just
나이스요.
Yeah.
야, 되는 날인데 좋다.
Nice indeed. Umpty keeping it calm, keeping it collected, as the general has to be. You know.
And what you got was a flash from Morgan, who is still, FYI, barely behind when it comes to farm. And you pay with a lot of Oner's jungler and a solo bolo as Faker.
Oh no, he has to go 1v3 now as Umpty is going to turn up. Tibbers. Oh, okay. We didn't quite extend the range on Sonic Wave quite enough here. We should talk to the balance team about that one. As Keria going to get grab-at-him momentarily.
Oh, he's running.
Umpty is just trying to be absolutely everywhere this game. It is pretty impressive.
He's doing Drake. He's ganking bot. He is ganking bot.
He is ganking bot. And he's going to miss the Q. Then that's the gank done. So now he can go back to Drake. Now he can do even more things, right? So if he misses the first Q, then that just means that he can go ahead and get around the map and do other things. I think he just missed the Drake as well. Like, very impressive.
They're zoning Qs.
Yeah. But honestly, like, that's when, like, Umpty was hitting so many Glacial Prisons in the last game. He needs to miss more things, because that's when he wins.
He did tweet about that.
Yeah.
As level 6 has been hit for Guma. And Inkana and Effort still need to be very respectful, particularly when Keria gets Wild Growth as well. As Oner fishing in the enemy jungle, trying to look for some counterplay with Umpty. Getting the early Drake. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Zeus trying to maybe set up for a dive here, but it's so hard to take down this Gnar, particularly with no real wave available. We'll see as blue buff about to spawn. Oner will be maybe able to pick that one up.
Yeah, Ninja Tabi or the Steel Caps completed here for Morgan, so pretty happy in this matchup right now. Has the little longsword there as well. As Henna with red-white guns is looking for some options here. As Effort, that was not the grand entrance necessarily. Just trying to catch Gumayusi walking back towards his support. And Henna and Effort just sitting pretty good in this lane right now as Moonlight Vigil comes down just for a little bit of chip damage onto Gumayusi.
Heals there.
Yeah.
Keria close to 6, but about 60% of the way there. I don't know if he'll have Wild Growth available. Dive coming in.
They need to make this one work out because the Rift Herald is being taken over to the other side of the map as Gumayusi going to flash, try and get himself out of here as Effort taking a lot of damage, and they realize they are not going to make this one work. They get all the summoner spells out of the bottom lane, but they will lose this first neutral, actually second neutral objective, because Umpty was able to take the dragon, but still, this time Rift Herald goes over to T1, and that is a lot more than they were able to get in the first game of this series, as they were still able to very convincingly win.
Gonna provide a counterweight to what Brion has been able to do in the early game here, with the early kill, with the Drake going over their way. Also, pretty good odds here on either great Drake or a Drake that Atlas loves. So I'll take that as a win.
You don't include it? You don't include because it's the greatest Drake, so it's not.
So there is either
a bucket of.
I mean, Ocean is the low rule, right? Hextech and Mountain are great, and then Cloud makes you happy.
Oh right, but Infernal's
is right now. Yeah.
But we also had Infernal last time, so we don't really want that.
No, we want some variety.
Yeah.
Variety is the spice of life.
Absolutely. Variety or only Cloud Drakes. That would be... I mean, only Cloud Drakes would obviously be the best. Like, imagine if you, like, just never had other ones and it's just all Cloud Drakes.
You've had variety, but have you ever had 15 Cloud Drakes?
I know! Imagine that. It's just, like, 9 Cloud Dragons and then an Elder.
9
No, and then the Elder is just another Cloud Drake.
How many Cloud Dragons is too many Cloud Dragons?
It's impossible to have. It's actually
eventually.
It's not even. I can't math. It's 7. My brain doesn't work. I just got really excited. I'm just hoping you can get 5, and that's what's going to get you the soul.
But Elder is also Cloud.
Yeah, Elder is but it gives you the Elder buff.
Yeah,
but it just looks like a Cloud.
But then it's not. And it's not the same.
It's not a Cloud Drake.
That's an Elder wearing a mask or a hat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's doing cosplay of its favorite dragon. Dragons who cosplay as
I wonder, who's is the favorite dragon of Elder Dragon? You know, like who? We all know he has one.
Yeah, it's Cloud. Obviously.
Well, that's what you play.
He's a huge Final Fantasy fan. As we know. Have you spoken to him? You've spoken to Elder Dragon before.
I haven't had a chat.
Oh, he's a huge fan of,
he's always
of Cloud
busy.
Drake. It's him and Cloud, actually. Like, whenever you go over there, they're always hanging out. That's how it works. All right, Gumayusi is going to go all in here towards his bottom side. Not going to dive, as Effort going to have to vacate the area. And I say not going to dive, but still, Henner is able to deal with that minion wave. Very nicely done, as Oner moving on in. Good control ward, spots out what's happening here, but not a lot of response available here for Bro.
Herald's here.
That's going to be a lot of plates.
Oh yeah, this is Zeri, and teleport is available for both Ivory and Morgan, so T1 do need to be a little bit respectful here. There are teleport wards behind him in River. Are they going to commit, though? It doesn't look like it.
No, Umpty is making his way up the lane now, but it's just going to be the charge. And then Henner is going to be able to deal with it. Morgan going to get behind this turret here and see what he can do. And doing decent things here on this top side. You can see he has actually pulled ahead in farm just a little bit. As Gumayusi hooks his head out of the brush, looks like Henner is going to be okay for now, as Effort has made his way back to lane. So they lose a bunch of plates, and now Umpty making his way in yet again. Spotted on a ward, control ward's down as well, as, Effort difficult to catch him in that one.
Okay, you know what? Maybe the Zeri lost trick is a good thing.
I mean, it's tough to punish the champion, is what I've noticed. As T1 with a slight gold advantage. At this point in time, we do have 13 seconds on the Dragon. If we're able to get that, then I'm ready to ignore the gold lead and say that the game is very even. However,
making his way over. Doesn't have his Gore Drinker yet, though. This is a Renekton with just a bunch of components.
Yeah, being able to get that shove, very, very important. Means that Morgan will have to teleport if he wants to join the potential fight, as Gumayusi coming on a flank angle as Henner immediately cleanses. Pretty Captain Jack-esque, as we do see that teleport coming in. Naba, not exactly there for Morgan, but he will be able to charge that one up. As in goes Umpty. They are going to be able to secure it. It's Morgan that collects the Drake, but I don't know whether he's going to survive. That is going to be a kill for the Zeri. The Annie goes down as well. It's a Cloud Soul. Phenomenal times here as T1 walk away with the victory, but not the Dragon.
As Elder's favorite son descends upon the Rift, T1 take a big lead. As you point out, yes, you're down 2 dragons, but teleport was invested from Morgan, meaning that Zeus now gets to go towards the top half of the map. And even if it was just the 2-for-0 trading kills, T1 was already going to feel good. But they're going to get plates in mid. They're going to get plates in top. They're going to get the bot side turret. And what looks like...
Okay, that's going to be a pick onto Faker here, who is looking to try and get out. Maybe you guys left a little bit... hello, team? Hello? I'm speaking for him.
Why is that?
He should be. He's certainly taking some time as we can
execute?
see.
Oh my god!
Misses. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. They just kind of left him, and then Henna couldn't follow.
He needs supervision!
Yeah. By the way, Faker had no shoes.
But he had a gate.
He did, and he had a sword that made him go fast.
Again, want to highlight early cleanse forced here when it comes to Henna, which means that he can't move as far forward. They want to try and fight even without the Mega Nard because of the weapons that Henna has available, but then they're gliding back into this. Great ultimate from Keria to keep Oner alive, and then, yeah, they're all stuck inside of a dragon pit. And as mentioned, that roam for Zeus, to me, one of the biggest points of why that play was as extremely heavily T1 favored. And now Brion, even if they had gotten the kill, which they didn't because it was an execute, even if they had gotten the kill on Faker, it would not have been a good trade, but now things are looking extremely dire here for the Believers.
Yeah. It's just the early game power of Zeri, you know?
Yeah.
Into this Aphelios. It's just too much for them to deal with. As that number, very, very high, approaching a 2,000 gold lead for Gumayusi there towards the bottom side, and I was obviously being very sarcastic. It shouldn't be the state of this game. It is, however, the case.
I wasn't. I was being dismissive, and I apologize.
Aww.
Yeah.
You've shown your dark side today, Chronicler.
I know. I don't know what it is.
As Gumayusi just going to skate his way out. Keria has to flash. That is the difference between Zeri and other champions. Other champions have to use their flash. And Zeri does not. As Ivory's going to come on over. Oner gets on in here. There is a control ward in that brush. And Ivory will take a shock blast to the face while he watches his turret fall. So this is the last outer to be removed from the map here by T1. They've extended this gold lead ever further, and this is looking like T1 that are not messing around this time, as 4,000 gold, closer to 5,000, is going to be their lead heading towards this 16.5-minute mark. And so we're not even towards Barons and things yet, but T1 still have a huge advantage.
So, and I really want to highlight why I really like the Brion comp when they're playing ahead. When you look at, most notably, the Gnar, but I think that Lee and to a certain extent, Annie also kind of suffer from this, as getting some return kills would be really big here, but this is Zeus with Gordrinker ult and flash available, and he's not going to take the short trade there. Waiting there.
Effort going to get out as Umpty hits a Q.
So,
onto the little Krug is now Morgan. That's too many friends.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's going to get turned into a little critter and then obliterated, and Faker is going to collect that kill. Henna versus Gumayusi here in this mid lane is irrelevant as we have a look at the top side of the map here. Ivory just pushes a wave in. And bro, kind of falling apart at the seams a little bit here, Chronicler.
Yes, so as I was saying, as unfortunately the map state does not improve, particularly with champions that require some setup, effort requires the least, especially when he has flash, right? Rakan, even when in vision, can get some great angles. But with Annie, you kind of want to be out of vision. Lee obviously needs to get backline access somehow, ideally via flank. And when you have Gnar, obviously everything is about the Gnar bar. And if you have vision control, it becomes really easy for Brion to set up situations where Ivory can go for a sick flash play. You can force T1, yeah, I don't want to talk about what's happening on the screen. You can allow T1, or force them rather, because you are ahead, because you have prio in lanes, to rotate to an objective first, then not only deny vision, but also start the objective and force T1 to then walk into you. And that's when, like, if Morgan is sitting on like 70-80% Gnar bar and you're forced to engage, things are dire, but instead, T1 is completely running the map.
Yeah.
And the Brion combo now is one way to get back, and that is the Mega Giga Wombo combo, which into a Zeri comp is not looking too hot.
No, it's not looking very possible here on the bro side, but maybe Maybe that's what Bro Leavers are looking for. Maybe it's miracles that are what makes this team so special. As Umpty just standing here in this brush, surrounded by members of T1. He's going to get stunned up. In skates Gumayusi. And he will be able to take down the Blind Monk.
Oh god, it's not done.
Yeah.
They're not done, Atlas!
Going to be getting out of there. Does have the grand exit available. Takes the blast cone and oh, Morgan! Morgan, no! He does hop his way out. No, he doesn't. That's a fadeaway jump shot there from Oner. Really cleanly done. It looked very sad, though, I'm not going to lie, as T1 are just destroying Bro now.
Even amidst the play, Atlas, he's going to hop out! He's going to hop out!
And then it was
Let him go!
Just the casual glacial prison to say, no, Morgan, not today.
I do not have a lot of faith in this game being a prolonged experience on some.
You don't think that this is going to win longest game of the season? You don't think we're going to be able to take over the 46-minute mark?
I don't think we're getting there, as Umpty is going to look for these type of reckless plays when Brianna's in the back foot. And this looks silly, but I'm going to be honest, I think that the game state is about as bad as it can get.
Yeah.
So trying to go for like these plays is fine. This one specifically I don't love because they went for a similar play previously, so I think T1 will be on high alert, and obviously they were because they had a ward already sitting in the brush there.
I do want to point out that that play would have been impossible without Cloud Rift. Just saying. Just another thing. Another reason why Cloud is just so good, because that allowed their rotation to be so swift.
Yes.
Utilizing the best break in the game.
Oh, no.
Teleport going to come through here from Faker as the bear is just 100% ignored. Ivory will go golden for a moment as Zeus going to get kicked around a little bit. Dominus comes through. Are they doing damage? I think they are. As Henna tries to get some work done. The Q connects from Umpty this time, though, as he tries to safeguard his way out. It's not going to get him out, though, as it's a double kill here for Faker. And now maybe the kills will start raining in for Gumayusi, who's flashing after them. He'll grab one. Can he grab Henna here as well? Under the turret, my goodness, as Gumayusi is going to die, but he gets the triple and the ace in the end, and that should spell Baron here for T1.
And it's going to take them a little bit, because this is 21 minutes in, and they're missing their biggest damage source in Guma. But off of the back of that play, he picks up a Titanic Hydra, Atlas.
Yeah, is that just outright?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's have a look at this replay one more time.
He might have had something. And T1 using the map control that they have to set up these really aggressive silent punishes. And even though Zeus goes down, it takes about 4 people to take down the Fedra Nexon. And that's the Baron going down in the picture-in-picture, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, they're just waiting for Gumayusi to spawn before they take it. And they do so as, yeah, this was the replay of T1. Just mopping the floor with Bro. And it really does feel like Game 1 was a distant memory, as Faker hits 4,498 assists. Just needs a couple more to hit that 4.5k. My goodness, he is so much money ahead. As Oner is going to look for Henna there. Nice little Captain Jack, but it's not going to save him. He's still really dead. Faker's going to get the kill, but not the assist. A double kill, but not double assist.
He needs 2 assists.
He does.
He's not going to hit it, is he?
No, but he's going to get another couple of kills, which is fantastic. He already has the most of those in the league as well. And just needs to augment that number a little bit. They'll break open the base here of Bro in game number 2. Zeus getting the work done on the bottom side as well. No wave top, but it doesn't really seem to matter, as T1 with their Baron buff are looking to get even more done here. Oner getting forward. Zeus just doing a lap of the Nexus here as Gumayusi going to get assist number 1. That's going to be a kill for Faker as well. And the Nexus turrets are now down. Is it going to be 4499 in the end? That would be pretty sad, as Faker is now trying to lock down Umpty here. Blast from the past, of course. The longest game of all time was between those two. This is one of the